Hi everyone, my name is Nancy, and you probably know me from the So-and-Sos, and I am going to be rebooting my So Cozy Stitching Flosstube videos. Oh man, it's been a long time, like maybe 2016, 17, I started a Flosstube channel under So Cozy Stitching, and I did videos for quite a few years, and then I kind of got burned out on it, so I stopped. And then I met Kathy, and she talked me into doing videos with her under So-and-So's. I'm going to mix those two names up. I just know it. Anyway, and so I did videos with her for a while, and then things just got really super busy in my life because I started watching my two grandbabies 2 to 3 days a week, and it was just hard because on the days I wasn't watching him, I was just trying to get caught up on on house things around the house and other projects, and it just got to where I just felt like I was overwhelmed and too busy. And also, Kathy and I don't live in the same town, which would have made it easier, but we don't. We live an hour away from each other, so so for us to get together to do videos, it was literally an all-day process. And so I chose to step back from doing videos because of that. But I've been thinking for a while about rebooting my channel, the So Cozy Stitching, and so I have had a conversation with Kathy because I wanted to make sure she was okay with it, because I didn't want any hurt feelings or anything if I did this. And she has given me her blessing to do this. So I don't know how frequently I'm going to do it. I'm going to try maybe once a month to come on here. And I know it's the middle of the month now, but I might try to do it like at the end of every month or the beginning of every month. So you may see you may see me in a couple more weeks, and then I'll kind of see if I can get on maybe a somewhat schedule. We'll see. Anyway, so I thought I would reintroduce myself, and then we'll go from there. So I live in southern Idaho. I have been a stitcher since the late 80s, and stitching is actually my first love. I've tried I've done other crafts. They've come in and out. Scrapbooking, some paper crafting, just other things have kind of come in and out. Stitching has always been a constant for me. It's just a constant for me. I am also a quilter, and I love to quilt. So, but it's a second love for me. So, you will, and throughout my channel as I progress, I may show some of my quilts. I may not. We'll see. It's kind of hard to show quilts on a little tiny screen in this little area, but they may come in and out a little bit. So I thought what I would do is I would start with a whip parade. I have quite a few whips, not a lot compared to some. I keep it right around, I think I have about 20, 25 whips. I'm not sure because I did not count. But I also work on so I'm going to do a whip parade today, just so you can see what I have been working on, so as I do videos, going from here, you'll kind of see my progress on some different things, but you'll see a starting point today. Anyway, so what I do is I have how I do my stitching is I have a rotation, and I do a 3-day rotation. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday I work on a project, and then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday I work on a project, and then I have a Sunday stitch. I do get a lot of stitching in because of my husband's work schedule. He has to go to bed early because he has to get up early. And so I usually get 4 or 5 hours of stitching in a night. So I do get a lot of stitching in. So anyway, back to my rotation. I'm sorry. It's been a long time and I'm so out of practice this week. Anyway, so I work on a project, you know, Monday. If I start a new project, I'll start it on a Monday so I can give it 3 days in that rotation. And then I put it up and work on something else. So this month for September and October, I pulled out all my fall whips, and that's what I'm working on for these months, and you'll see them. And then in November, I'll pull out my Christmas whips and work on them. But that's how I do my rotation, and I just kind of rotate. There's some fall whips that are probably going to be done this year, some that maybe will probably get carried over till next year. I don't mind having a lot of whips because I finish a lot of projects. And I do remember one whip I did not grab, so you will not see it. I'll show it in my next video. My oldest whip, I think, is from 2021, and I only have one, but the rest of my whips were from 2023, and then what I've started this year that I haven't completed. Anyway, are you ready for a whip parade? That was a lot to say, but I just kind of wanted to give you how I do things. And as I do videos, you know, I'll go into more detail of how I do my rotations or new starts or whatever. Nothing is ironed because I'm going to pull everything out of bags as I go so I can put everything back in bags and I stay organized. So let's get started. Do people like to look at bags? Because I can show bags. I probably won't today, but going forward in other videos, as I'm pulling stuff out to show you what I've been working on, I will show bags. Just for time's sake, we won't today. All right, so this is actually in my current rotation, and it is Queen of Harvest, whoops, by Brenda Gervais. And one other thing I want to say is I am an Aide stitcher. Typically I stitch on 18 count Aide. I was a 14 count Aide, and then 4 years ago, I think, I started slowly going into 18. Now I stitch primarily on 18. Unless I want a project to be bigger, then I'll stitch it on 14. Or if I have a better fabric, I'll stitch it on 14. So, and another thing you're going to know about me is I typically do not stitch with the called for floss. I usually pull my own floss. And I just pull from my stash. Mostly it's DMC. I do belong to Color and Cotton's thread club. And so I do pull, so I pull threads from there and stuff. But anyway, so if you want to know my thread colors, the best thing to do is to follow me on Instagram at So Cozy Stitching. It's SEWCOZYSTITCHING. And I will put in the description below my Instagram handle and my email address so you have it. Anyway, so this is my progress. Because I haven't done videos in a long time, I may not know the fabric in some of these whips. If I know it, I will say, because I try to write it down on my pattern. So this is where I'm at. This is all my own thread conversions, but it's really close to the chart colors. This is being stitched on 14 count Doubloon by Picture This Plus. I do know that. So that's where I'm at. This is, I don't have a whole lot left to do on this one, so I think this will probably be a finish in this rotation, because I just have this part right here and then she'll be done. So I'm going for a finish this week on this one. All right, the next one I have is Boo and Babby. I'm trying to pull this out of the plastic so you can see it. Boo and Babby by With Thy Needle and Thread. This one is also, sorry, I'm going to shut this. See if that gives me, there, doesn't fit, there we go, that's a lot better, okay. And this is where I'm at on this one. This is being stitched on 14 count doubloon by Picture This Plus with all of my own, with my own floss conversion. I'm trying to see how much I have left. I have, so the sheep is outlined, so I just need to fill in the sheep, and there's just a little bit to do above the sheep and below the sheep, and then this one will be done. So this one will be picked up on Thursday because it's in the bag that I have pulled. So, and it will be a finish, hopefully this week. All right, let's see what's next. All right, and that is all that's in that bag. This is a bag I made. It's an envelope style bag. All right, the next one that's in this bag is, okay, so I love to do meal hill kits. And this is something so my grandkids I watch, my two babies I watch are 2 years old, and they're 2 years old. So I need projects when they're here, you know, while they're playing or whatever, that I can quickly just throw back in my bag if they need me. And so meal hills are, I love meal hills for that. This is a meal hill kit. It's called Tom Turkey. I'm not going to show you the picture of it because it's all done except for the beading. I can't do beading when they're here, but I can do all of the stitching. So that's where I'm at on that one. Okay, what's next in this bag? The next one is another meal hill. It is a buttons and beads. Let's see. Just trying to, let's see if I can just show it. Nope, sorry. Sorry for the crinkling. I guess maybe I wasn't, maybe I should have been better prepared. I don't know. There we go. Buttons and beads. It's called Cabin Fever. And this is where I'm at. Let's see. This is where I'm at. I think this is the correct way it goes. I've just done all the outline. Now I can go in and, you know, fill in all of the stuff. So that one is not exciting at all. All right, the next one in my basket. The next one is, oh, I don't even have the chart, but that's okay because this is a semi-finish. This is, I think this is called Small Things. I'm actually not sure, but it's by Heart and Hand. And I've changed all the colors because it is a burst sampler for my new grandchild that will be here in October. So this is a semi-finish. I just need to go in and add his birth date when he is born. So this is being stitched. This was stitched on 14 count feldspar by Picture This Plus with my own floss conversion. The original pattern had a lot of pinks in it, and because he's a boy, I want it to be more blues. So, there's that. All right. The next one is in another envelope bag I made. I love this one. I just made this year, this fall. Okay, these ones are Fall on the Farm. So I have, I'm not going to take these out because everybody has seen them, but I have 8 of the charts. I am not doing them, that's the, you know, the 3 across and 3 down. I'm not doing them that way. So I'm not doing the center block at all. So I have all the charts, I have 8 of the charts. I don't have the center one. And this is the one I am currently working on. And this is where I am at. So this is the one I'm currently working on right here with the scarecrow. I just have, I think, a pumpkin and the tops of these, the corn to finish. But I am doing this in a row. This is stitched on 18 count Aide that I dyed myself, and quite honestly, I could not tell you what I did, because I started out one way and didn't like it, so I dunked it in some other color. And anyway, so, but it's kind of a, I don't even know, it's kind of a greenish, tannish, grayish. No, but I did want something that the white would show up on, you know, like the pumpkins and stuff. And they do, their camera, it's kind of hard to see, but in real life you can see them. They show up really good. So that's where I'm at on that one. This was a new start this year. I started this, I believe, on Labor Day. And this is how I am stitching it. Unfortunately, this was somebody that posted this on Instagram. I did a screenshot of it. Then I went in and cropped it so that I could see it closer. And when I did that, I cropped off whose it was. So if you watch this video and this is your picture, please let me know so I can give credit where credit is due. But because this idea was not my idea. So anyway, but that's how I'm stitching that one. All right. The next one is, it's called Sampler of the Seasons, Autumn, by Brenda Gervais. I have done the spring one, the summer one, and I'm going to show you the autumn one that I'm working on, and then I plan on doing the winter one as soon as this one is finished. And I'm hoping for a finish this fall on this one. I started this one last year. Again, using my own thread, my own thread conversion. And this is where I'm at. So I don't have a whole lot to do, just right here, right there, but there's not, like down here. So I have the grass at the bottom I have to bring over, and then I have to bring this side to match this side. But then above the grass is just some sheep and some trees, and then there's this grass line right here goes over, and there's a small house and a man. So I really don't have a lot to do left on this one. This is being stitched on, I think I have this one written down, 18 count Dune by Stitch Me. And it is using all of my own thread conversion is so pretty. All right, the next one. Next one is this one is the Gatherin by Plum Street. Oh, I love this one. You're going to see I love houses, so I stitch a lot of things with houses. And I love Paulette's houses, so you're going to see a lot of them. So I am, let's see, this is where I'm at on this one. So this has already been in my rotation this month, but it will come out again this fall. So using my own thread conversion. And down here on the bottom, my grass is actually 3 different threads. I had partial skeins of 3 different threads, so I kind of just randomly stitched in there for that. But so there's that one. Let me see if I have written down what I'm stitching this one on. No. So I do not know. All I know is it's 18 count. Right, the next one I'm working on, and this has already come up in my rotation this year also, is Cinnamon Stars by Plum Street. And this one I am going for, sorry for the crinkling, this one I am going for a finish this season, this fall season, but because it will come back up. So I got quite a bit done on this. Again, my own thread conversion. Let's see, I don't think I wrote this one down either. I didn't. I don't know what I'm stitching this on. It looks just like, I don't know. It's just a neutral. But 18 count, I do know that. So, love it. Hopefully this will be a finish this year. Sorry. Okay. Next, these next 2 I have not worked on at all yet. They will come up. The first one is, let's see, Betternet House Pink Heap by Stacy Nash. And this one, let's see if I can see what I'm stitching it on. I don't even know. Oh, here it is. I'm like, I can't even find the chart. This one is 14 count Milk and Honey by Fiber on a Whim. I wanted this one to be a little bit bigger, and that's why I stitched it on 14 count. That's where I'm at. I am choosing to not put faces on the pumpkins because this is going to be a sampler for my son. He was born in October, and I bet that is fitting. I have done samplers for both my girls, and they're ones that they hang on my wall, and then, you know, I have a card on the back that it's their sampler and why I put certain things in the sampler and different, you know, whatever. Anyway, I will show. I have my one of my daughters, I have it completely done. My other daughter, I have it finished but not framed. And then there's this one for my son, and I'm hoping to get this one done this year. We'll see. Because I have quite a bit. I have the whole, I haven't decided. This is another thing, is it has this alphabet on the top. And it says, has the alphabet and then numbers, and then it says Butternut House. And obviously I'm not going to put Butternut House. I want to put his name. And probably the year that he was born. And then I want to put the initials of his kids. And so I'm not sure how I'm going to do the top up here. That's something I have to figure out still. Anyway, show this one more time. Using, when I pull my own threads, I try to match to what it looks like on the picture. So, all right, the next one is Butternut Tavern by Stacy Nash. I started this last year. It is stitched on 18 count vintage country mocha. I love vintage country mocha. So, and I have not worked on it yet this fall. But, so I have the whole top half done. So down here is the house, the horse. So there's quite a bit left on this to do. All right. And then the last whip in my basket is my Sunday stitch. This is on a Q-snap, so I will pull it off the Q-snap very quickly. Sorry. Even still has thread in the needle. Thread on the needle. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Oh, do not want to lose my needle. Let me attach it there. Okay. This is, I love this, Christmas at Hawkran Hollow. I am doing mine way different than this. So I have stitched this block, I've taken this block and moved it up to here. This one I'm changing completely, not even using anything in this chart. I pulled out another chart to put something there. And I have completely done my own color conversion. So this is where I'm at. This is being stitched on 20 count vintage country mocha. I thought it was 18 and I thought, man, these stitches are really small and sorry. Okay. Thought the stitches are really small. So I thought, I'm going to count this out. It's 20 count. My coverage is great. So I have changed all of the colors because I'm using the call for DMC. Well, no, I'm not using the call for DMC. I was looking at the call for DMC, and just for instance, this house was very pinkish brown, and I wanted it to be red. Anyway, so what I did is I just went through and I picked out like 5 different shades of green, 5 different shades of yellow, 5 different shades of red. Well, I get not 5 different shades of red. I'm only using a couple, but I just pulled out my own, the floss that I wanted to use. And so, and I don't even have a rhyme or reason. I'm just using what I like where I like it, if that makes sense. And so, also what I'm doing is, this has a lot of peacocks and, you know, peacocks and crowns. And, you know, right here's some peacocks. And I am not putting any peacocks in this. I'm not putting any crowns in this. So I've been replacing with, like, up here, I did that motif in the center. It's on the chart, but I turned it white. I did snowflakes instead of peacocks. Down here it has peacocks in the snow. I did snowflakes. Down here it had crowns and a peacock here, so I just stitched presents. Put this little poinsettia. This is from another chart. I just pulled from another chart. I think this is from another block. I took the bottom corner block that was supposed to go down here and I moved it up to here. And then I did do the words, because the words for this is from I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day. So I did put the words in there. This one I am changing up pretty much completely. I've pulled another chart out and I'm putting something else here. I'm not doing this block. I'm only going to do 9 blocks. So I'm not doing this block or this block. I'm not going to do a nighttime sky, so this will just be, it's not going to be filled in. Anyway, so making a ton of changes to this chart. But this is my Sunday stitch. I absolutely, for now, it's my Sunday stitch. I've kind of have been rotating this year between 2 different ones, but love this. I started this on Christmas Day last year. So there you go. There's that. Okay, that's all that's in this basket. Now we're going to get on to, I have a 3-tier cart that I keep all of my whips in. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to start on these, and I'm just going to pull them out. They're all going to be random. I don't know what's what and what. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I may just finish the one I'm stitching on and then figure out something. I don't know if I want to stitch them. The Preschooler Santas. I thought I had an idea of what I wanted to do with them. They're stitched on 28 count, I think. I don't know what they're stitched on, actually. I seriously don't. I think they're too big. And plus, you know, I could stitch ones that maybe would be significant for years that grandkids are born or my kids are born or whatever, or the year I was married. But I don't necessarily like the one that came out the year I was married. I don't think I necessarily like it. So I really don't want to stitch it. I have two sets of twins. They're grandkids. So if I stitch one for one, I have to stitch the other. So then I'd be stitching it twice. And anyway, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. This may be a ditch the stitch. But I will show you where I'm at on this one. So I may finish this one, and I think this is the, which one is this one? It's the quilting one right there. I may finish this one and maybe make it into a pillow. It's on 14 count. It's called, I don't even know what it's called. It's an Aide, and it's by, I do have it written down. It's stitched on Jobelin Aide, called Sandcastle. 14 count, it's by Witchelt, and it's hand-dyed. That's what the label says. So, anyway, that's where I'm at. I think I did change the red and the green on this just to make it a little bit brighter. So, like I said, this is probably going to be a ditch the stitch, and I'm probably not going to stitch this Preschooler Santas because they don't bring me joy. And why stitch on something that's not bringing you joy? All right, the next one. Oh, this is a fun one. So, this was a unicorn, and I was so happy when they reprinted this book. And I have went through and I decide everything I'm going to stitch out of this book. I pulled all the floss for it. Actually, again, my own floss conversion. But I pulled out all the floss I wanted for all the projects I'm stitching in this book. And I did finish this one. I haven't fully finished it. It's just in my box because I'm not sure how I want to fully finish it. And I think I'm working on this one. That's the one I'm currently working on. Once I finish this one, I will start another one in this book because I'm going to stitch everything in this book before I put the book away. So that's where I'm at. This is on 18 count. I don't know what it's corn silk, 18 count, but I have no idea who it's by. It could be Stitch Me, or it could be Seraphim, or it could be Color and Cotton. Who knows? But it's corn silk is what it's called. So it is a slight yellow. But that's where I'm at on that one. Oh, this is going to be a long video because I'm already 36 minutes in. Okay, maybe I should have had everything taken out of bags. This is Christmas Village by Prairie Schooler. I started this on my birthday in 2023. This one is being stitched on 18 count fiddler's cloth. Ooh, and it's super wrinkly. Sorry. Using all of the called for. No. Let me see. Called for DMC. I am using all of the called for DMC with the exception of the two reds, which is here and here. So this is 3777 and this one is 3830. Other than that, it's all called for. I'm excited to pull this one back out this winter. In November and start stitching on it again. Love it. All right. Oh, so most of these that you're seeing are going to be Christmas ones, I guess. Okay, this one is Christmas in My Heart by Samplers Not Forgotten. This picture is bad anyway, so I don't, other than the glare, I don't think it's gonna show up better if I pulled it out of the bag. Whoops. This one does have a dangly thread on it, so excuse that. Let's see if I can kind of pull it up out of the way a little bit. All right. That's where it got on that one. So I think other than the roof, the house is done. And I do know I made a mistake because I think this tree is in the wrong spot. But well, there's a lot of empty space, so as long as I don't base anything off that tree, I'm going to be fine. Because, yeah, even the door is filled in. So, this one is, it's 18 count, I know that. And on aged paper by Color and Cotton. So 18 count aged paper, Color and Cotton. I'm actually kind of excited to pull out my Christmas stitching. I gotta stay on track. Got to stay on track. Work on my fall stitching. this one. So these are surprises. I'm looking in these bags because I can't remember what's in here. This one is Heap on the Woods by Brenda Gervais. Heap on the Wood, I guess. By Brenda Gervais. That's what it looks like. This one I am going for a finish this year. I think I can get it finished. It is stitched on, I think this is fabric that I dyed. And then what happened, there's where I'm at, is my white wasn't showing up too well. So then I went in and used the antiquing spray and sprayed it so that my white would show up. So that's where I'm at. It's 18 count. This is fun. This is a fun stitch. I've enjoyed stitching on this one. Oh, excited to get back to that one. All right, now this one I started this summer, and I started it as a stitch along with Kathy. In fact, I text her, I'm like, hey, let's start this together, and she says, okay, and she's done. I'm not. It's Summer at Cherry Hill by Brenda Gervais, and this is where I'm at. So I have a bear tree and a headless squirrel. And down here, Kathy didn't stitch in the grass because really, even on the chart, you can't see the stuff. You know, you can't see the stuff down here really well. And she didn't stitch hers in. And so, but I'm undecided because my green that I picked is actually light enough. I think everything would show up really well. But I haven't decided if I'm going to stitch it in or not. So that's why it's left empty. And I went up and started on the girl. Let's see if I wrote down what I am stitching this on. I did not. I know it's a Be Stitch Me fabric. I belong to her Fabric of the Month club, and I think it was a club piece. But I don't remember what it is. I probably can figure it out. Because I think I'm stitching something else on this. And maybe it's written down on the other chart that I'm working on. So if I come across it, I will let you know what it is. All I know is it's 18 count. Right. The next one I started this year. This is Grandfather's Barn by Told in the Garden. I'm stitching this on 14 count Aide that I hand dyed. There's a companion piece to this one that's called Grandmother's House, I think. And I've already stitched it and it's framed, and I have a frame ready for this one. As I pull this out next year, I won't work on this until next year, but as I pull it out next year, I'll probably pull the other one off the wall and show it to you. It is framed very, very tight because of the frame I picked for it. So on this, I'm not stitching the top part here with these birds and these, I think, I don't know, very 80s up here. And I'm not stitching Grandfather's Barn. I'm just stitching the main image. So that's where I'm at. These are so fun. All of the call for DMC. All they call for is DMC, and that's what I'm using. So, love it. All right. I have to get through this video too, because I'm kind of afraid my husband's going to walk in the door from work while I'm doing this video. All right, the next one I am working on is Love Abide by La-Di Da. I started this one, no, I pulled all the threads for it, and these houses were just, ugh. just blah colors. I did not like them. So I thought, well, I'll just pull my own colors for it. And then I never did. And then I was at Shepherd's Bush in December, I think. And they had this stitched up on their wall in their own conversion. And so I thought, so I took a picture in my head. And thought, I'm going to try to duplicate kind of how they did it. So it's my own conversion that I am using. And this is where I'm at on it. So not too much left to do, just the grass, the two houses on this side. The top is all done. I think I do need to add some birds. I did change this chart a little bit. This is really long. This tree is really tall. And I just shortened it a little bit. So the tree is not so tall. And I don't think I'm going to put, I haven't decided yet. But I'm leaning towards not putting the alphabet at the bottom. And just stopping with the houses. So that's where I'm at. Oh, I guess I'm not done with this side. I'm still working on that house. But that's where I'm at on that one. So, and like I said, my own floss conversion, because I wanted my houses to be a little bit brighter. And that is being stitched on 18 count, I don't know, 18 count fabric. I don't have it written down. A lot of times I will write what I'm stitching it on, like on my chart, but I didn't on this one. All right, next one. Oh, I've not started anything on that, in that one. Whoops, sorry. It's a loud crash. This is the other one that I've been using as my Sunday stitch this year. I started this, I think, on Thanksgiving of last year. It's Crinkles by La House Needleworks. Everyone has seen this chart. I am using some of the called for colors, some of the called for DNC, some I'm not. So this is where I'm at. This is my own, this is on 18 count and it's fabric that I dyed. It's kind of a grayish blue. So the last time on my rotation for my Sunday stitch was to get the roof done, and I did. I got the roof all done. And you can't see, you can see it in real life. It does have snow on the roof. The white doesn't show up too well unless it's within something. So I thought I would do sulky white for the roof, and maybe it would show up a little bit better. And I'm not a fan of it, of the silky thread. I think it's, I don't know. But it does, the white does show up better in real life than it is on the camera. So, and I did kind of outline a little bit some of the white. So like up here, I think these trees were white. I changed them to green just so they would show up. And anyway, that's where I'm at on that one. This will not be a finish this year. Let's see, where is the picture? Oh, here. This is American Welcome by Plum Street Samplers. I am, oh, this one, see, I don't remember these things. This one is being stitched on 18 count, not another sampler, Baby Stitch Me. There you go. And I'm using all of the called for floss, which is Color and Cotton. I ordered them from Color and Cotton, the whole floss pack. There are a few DMCs, but I did order all of the Color and Cotton floss. Oh, I love Color and Cotton floss. Love it. Love it, love it. I show it again. We're not. Absolutely love it. It's so pretty. All right, the next one is This Is the Day by Plum Street. Everybody has seen this one. On this one, I am making a few changes. I'm not going to stitch this top border. I'm not stitching this middle border or the bottom border. I might go in and put green right here so it looks like the house is sitting on grass. I am not putting in, it's hard to see, there's two goats here. I'm not putting them in. I'll probably put some flowers in there. There's a goat that's jumping over these flowers. And I'm not putting that in. I think I'm going to just take this butterfly and duplicate it over here. This is a fun stitch. I have enjoyed it. Let's see if I can figure out what I'm stitching it on. I don't have it written down, sorry. Oh, wait a minute. It's on corn silk. I think this is Seraphim. So I think the other one that I showed you that was on corn silk, I can't remember which. Oh, it was the Blackbird out of Peppermint and Holly. Corn silk. It is Seraphim. I'm pretty sure it's Seraphim. So that's where I'm at. So I have, do I have a needle stuck in here? I do. Okay. I do have all the mortar filled out on for the bricks. So I'm just in the process of filling those bricks in. And I'm using, let me see. I am using all of the called for DMC. It does have a mix of Weeks Dye Works Color or Classic Color Works and DMC. So I am using all the DMC. And so for this, so it looks like it's variegated. This is a little hack I'm going to share with you that I do. So I picked, it looks like 2 or 3 different colors that were just from same colors as in the brick. And what I would stitch is I stitch some in one color, and then I'll go in, just kind of randomly stitch in another color, randomly stitch in another color until it's all filled in. Let me move this needle minder off of the roof. Anyway, so this gives that variegated. So if you don't have a variegated floss, but you can pick, say, like 3 colors, like in the same shade family, like, for instance, just random, like you could do 501, 502, 503. And then if you just randomly stitch in there, you can get a variegated look without the variegated floss. So that's where I'm at on that one. We're just about done. Have you been counting how many whips I have? Maybe I should count when I put them back. How many whips I have. Okay, this is my oldest whip. I started this in 2021, I think. No, not 2021. Did I start it in 2021? I did. So this is my oldest whip. I was hoping for a finish this year. It didn't happen. Summer at Hollyberry Farms. I'm stitching this on 18 count fabric that I dyed, and I don't remember what I used. I'm so close. I don't know why I didn't finish it this year. Look at that. My own floss conversion, with the exception of this. I did all of these berries with the called for floss, and it is, I have no idea if I can find it. I have no idea what it is. Country redwood, I think, maybe. So all the berries are in the called for floss. Everything else is my own conversion. Well, I hope you can hear me talking behind this. Anyway, so when I pull it out again, it better be a finish, right? So close. But this is my oldest whip. Everything else was started in 2023, I'm sure. Or 2024, one of the two. Alright, this one is American Sampler. I did start this for Memorial Day. Was trying to do the Hollis Hands Creates Sal that she does. The summer sal. I don't know the hashtag. I don't remember hashtags. I need to write them down, but it's American Sampler. So I started it, and that's where I got onto it. So this is all outlined. I don't know why I didn't fill in the bricks, but the house is all outlined. The roof is all outlined. I did get all of this done right here. And then I went down and was working on the grass, and all those empty spaces is the fence. So that's where I'm at on this one. This is being stitched on I don't know, and I think it's the same one that I was stitching that summer at Cherry Hill. I think it's the same fabric. I think it's the other half. But that's where I got. Not too bad for as much as I worked on it. All right. What's in this one? This is like Christmas, opening these up. See what's in there. Oh, Live on Little by Plum Street Samplers. I am using all the called for no, I'm not. I'm using most of the called for DMC and then some of my own threads, and I don't know what it's stitched on other than it is. Oh, maybe, hang on. I do have it written down. Oh. This is stitched on 18 count Aide that has been hand dyed by me. There you go. And I do have written down that it is, I dyed it with camel. I'm going to do this. So you can see some of the variegation in it, or some of the modeling in it. I used camel and evening, I used camel, and then I over dyed it with some evening blue. I was going to trying to mimic Ancient by Picture This Plus, and it's pretty It's not as saturated, but anyway, that's where I'm at. That's where I got to. Not too bad. I think this is 3 days in my rotation. So all of let's see, where is my picture? So not too bad. I got all the, well, most of the mortar in on this side. All the windows are in. I've outlined the roof. Yeah, not bad. Not bad for, I may have worked on it 2-3 day rotations to get that, but love it. I love it. When I first saw this came out, when it first was posted, I think it was a retreat piece. I'm like, oh, I can't wait till that comes out. Only a couple more. Okay, there's a few in this one. So let's see what I started on this one. This one is Liberty Inn by Plum Street Samplers. I changed the house on this one. This is a lot of filling. So instead of doing a white house, I chose to do mine in a blue, and then the flowers were supposed to be done in blue, and mine are in white. Probably maybe ecru. Because you can't really see the house, not even on the picture. So I just reversed them. And I think my blue is 9. I'm not sure what it is. Probably 926. So that's where I'm at on that one. I did start this in July of 2023. For some reason, July, so I stitched on Patriotic June and July, and I just didn't have a lot of stitching time, it seemed. I don't know, maybe it's because we did go on vacation for a week, and I think and working in my garden. I don't know. I just didn't have as much stitching time. It seemed like this summer I didn't have much time to do anything, and I don't even know why, because we didn't go anywhere. That's where I'm at on that one. This one is, I'll take this one out of the bag. This one is Flag Folk by Not Forgotten Farms. And mine is being stitched on, I don't know if I have it written down. I know it's a Bee Stitch Me fabric, and it's similar to Murky, but I don't remember the name of it. I know it's written down in here. I just need to look for it. Liberty Inn is being stitched on 18 count Salt Rock by Color and Cotton. And I know I have this written down. Let me just look. Let me do a little bit of research here. Open up my chart a little bit more. That is just weird, because I know I wrote this down, what I stitched this on. Yes, Be Stitch Me After the Harvest is what it is stitched on. I knew I had it somewhere. So it's very similar to Murky. So if you can't find Murky, Be Stitch Me has It's After the Harvest. It's very similar to it. So that's where I'm at. There's nothing under the sheep, so. And I think, yeah, because it's all Weeks Dye Works that's the call for, and I've switched mine to DMC. So I probably just picked for my stash just to kind of match close to the pattern. This should have been a finish this year. Although when I started in July or June or July, I think I only had maybe this vine, this flag, and her done. And I think I had this done. So I stitched all of this when I was stitching on it. And it came up a couple of times in my rotation. So it will get finished next year sometime. I'm not stressed about it. It'll get done when it gets done. Alright, the next one I am working on. Let me make sure this was even worked on. Or if it's just fabric in here for it. Oh. It's just fabric. There's nothing on it. It's for this one. But it didn't get started. So sometimes I'll do that. Because like, if I pull some floss for a project, for instance, this Queen of Harvest, sorry, I'm sidetracking right now. This Queen of Harvest that I'm working on, I really like the colors that I'm using for it. So I have this also in this bag. And so I'll probably just use the same floss for this one that I'm using for this one. And I do that very often, quite often. I'll just put patterns, think, oh, I like that color, you know, that color, the colors I pulled, so I think it would look good for this chart. So I'll just put the chart in here so that I know when I'm done with this not to go and put the floss back in my stash, because, you know, there's other fall things I could stitch with it with the same color, with floss. All right, and the last one. Another big house by Plum Street samplers is this Happy Morning. Oh, I love this one. And let's see if I can figure out what I'm stitching this on. This is being stitched on 18 count Tobias by Seraphim. That's where I'm at on it. This was started a year ago. It probably won't get any. I worked on it. Actually, I had almost all of the outline done in the darker red last year, and then I pulled it out this year to work on it, and I don't care for my red, for the red that, so I'm sorry, we're gonna get this figured out. Like I said, give me some grace. I'm out of practice. I haven't done this in a long time. Okay, so I have all, oh, this is even much better. So I have all of the front part right here, all of it outlined. And so now I'm filling in with the lighter red. And I was just using a DMC that I pulled, and I don't like it. Or, oh, what am I using? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't really care for the red. So in the outline, it's DMC, but it's the exact same color as the call for, which I don't know what it is. Anyway, all that being said, I went ahead and ordered the called for color, which I think is cherry cobbler, that goes in and fills in all of this. So I'm going to pull out this little bit of light red. I haven't done a whole lot, and I've done it just on the bottom, this corner. I've kind of gone up the side a little bit. I'm going to pull that out, and I'm going to use cherry cobbler, because then I think it's going to give me the look of the chart. Well, it will be, because I'm using the call for colors, right? So this one's kind of stalled out. That's why it's stalled out. I do have the cherry cobbler now. So when I pick it up in next year, I'll take that out and then stitch it with the call for colors. And I think I'll be more happy with, when I'm stitching it. So that is all of my whips. It's all my whips. I don't think I have any planned starts for the fall, unless someone says, hey, will you start this chart with me? And then I'll say, sure, I'll start it. I think that's it, except for the one that I forgot to bring in here, which is a Stacy Nash Animal Crackers. And that one, I stitch with when I go to stitch with friends, I usually take that one because I have it all to the point I'm just doing fill-in, so it's good to take when you go and stitch with friends and stuff. So I think that's it. That's my whip parade. So like I said, I just wanted to make this first reintroduction video, kind of a whip parade, just to show you what is in my queue of stitching. I think what I'm going to do, so I'll pull out all my Christmas ones and work on them November and December. I do have some planned starts for November and December, because I have a start for Thanksgiving I want to start, and it's a Mirabilia. I never stitched one of those, but it's not a fancy lady. It's a different kind of Mirabilia. So I have that started, and then December is my birthday, so I'm going to do a birthday start, and I think I've decided on what I'm going to stitch for it, but it's not, even though I stitched Christmas in November, December, it's not Christmas that I'm going to start for my birthday. And then I will probably have a Christmas start. I might do, so last year in December I started Christmas at Hawk Run, and I started on Christmas Day, and then I stitched on it through the entire week until New Year's Day. And I think if I do a Christmas start, I'm going to do that same thing, because it'll probably be something big. I don't know, I haven't got that far. But I do have my birthday start planned, and I do have a Thanksgiving start planned. So anyway, and then I think next year I'm still going to do my rotation, but I've put all of I have a whole bunch of things I've kitted up. And so I put them in like a roulette wheel app on my phone. And I think what I'm going to do is next year I'm just going to spin the wheel, and whatever it tells me my new start's going to be, it's going to be my new start. And then I always give 3 days on a new start, because one day on a new start, or an hour, you know, if you do the 12 by 12 or whatever, I just don't feel like that's enough. And I think what I'm going to do with all my whips is I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do one of those wheels. I'm going to put all my whips in. So I may be stitching Patriotic in January, or, you know, however it comes up. And then I think I'll give it a 3-day rotation, because I can get some good progress on 3 days. Anyway, I don't know. You don't need to know all this. You don't need to know what's going on in here. Because who knows, I may change my mind. But there we go. There's my whips. And I think I'm going to try to come back the end of the month or the first part of October to show you my progress from this point on. And then I think I'm going to try to do once a month. Because when I pull the whips so when I pull whips for my rotation and put them in my basket, it's for the whole month. I only pull whips and put in my basket once a month. So I can just pull out my basket. This is what I've worked on this month, you know, and show you what my progress has been. So anyway, so I'll see you on Instagram. I post quite frequently. I've been doing really good this year, posting quite frequently, and on there you'll see, I try to do my quilts too on there, so you'll see kind of like the whole gamut of what I do on there. So, but mostly Flosstube is going to be for my stitching, and I may show, I'll probably show embroidery too. I do have an embroidery rib. I didn't bring it out, but I'll show it at the first of the month.